Welcome back. It is time for Tech Tuesday. From outer space to our local streets, we're looking ahead to a future when robots could one day be a very common sight.
Oh boy. Plus, Apple fans getting excited this morning because we're just hours away until Apple unveils some brand new products. So joining us live right now to break down all those tech headlines, of course, star expert Greg Nibbler joining us live. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning. Yeah, an exciting day for Apple fans for sure. Now, honestly, just tech fans in general. Apple's big event happening this morning at 10 a.m. Pacific. This is March 8th. It's called Peak Performance. It's going to be a virtual event like the rest of them, but we're excited because we're going to get some new hardware today, including a new iPhone. But I don't want anybody who just bought the iPhone 13 or you got a 12, don't worry about it. This is for the iPhone SE, a new version of that, which is the lower end iPhone. They had one that came out in 2020. This is expected to be the updated version of that. So it's a great way to just get into the Apple universe without having to pay the much higher prices of the premium phones. So this one, the new iPhone SE, is expected to have 5G. It's probably going to look similar to the 2021. Again, you know, Apple doesn't reveal this ahead of time, but we have a pretty good idea that's what's going to be happening. So a great way to get in. Price-wise, I've seen everything from $199 price tag, which seems a little bit too low to me, to probably more around $399, but still a lot less than what a brand new iPhone 13 would cost. So a great way to get in there. Also, iPad fans, there's going to be a new iPad. This would be the 5th version of the iPad Air. So probably same thing with some of those 5G capabilities, maybe some new bells and whistles there, like a new processing chip, so it'll be really fast, maybe a new Mac. So lots on the hardware side, but even if you just have Apple devices right now, there's still going to be something for you, and that would be the iOS 15.4 update. So that's expected to roll out to everybody, where you're going to have some new emojis, you'll have some new capabilities like universal control, Face ID things. So lots of bells and whistles coming with that too. So no matter where you are on the Apple spectrum, it's going to be a pretty exciting day here in just a couple of hours.
You know, Greg, lately we've been talking a lot about robots, and we're going to talk about them again this morning. We're hearing about mobile robot stores debuting in San Francisco and coming to some other cities as well. First of all, what are mobile robot stores, and what do you see in this trend?
Right. So this is kind of following the trend of mobile robot deliveries, which you see on a lot of college campuses now. That's especially where they're testing those out. It's rolling out to some cities. But this is taking that concept of this kind of rolling a cooler, we'll say, just to kind of narrow it down, like a rolling cooler that's either remote controlled or autonomous, but now taking those and giving those to stores and making them essentially a mobile vending store. So the idea is that it helps out a lot of different locations. Say if they can't keep their stores open for a lot of hours, they can send these out and still sell products and still be making money without having the overhead of keeping a store open. Or say they take it out and actually have somebody remote control it, take it down to a park. Say it's a hot day and there's just a mobile cart rolling around with selling some water and soda or whatever. You can walk up and just purchase something from this robot that's rolling down the street. There's an actual person controlling it or that can take over, and you can accept payment. It's got cameras and things on it. I was wondering about this, like if somebody buys something, why wouldn't you just empty it out? Not that I would do that, but somebody certainly would. But they've got cameras on there, so even if you buy something and you take more than what you paid for, they know right away, so you still get charged. But I think it's an interesting way to just kind of help out store owners, you know, to make some more income, but also make it convenient for people. We'll see. I don't know if these are going to be rolling out to Portland anytime soon, but definitely they're expanding pretty quick. So yeah, it's an interesting concept for sure.
That is an interesting concept. It'll be interesting to watch those mobile robots deal with the hills of San Francisco in their debut as they roll around.
Right?
So see how that shakes out. Staying with the robot theme, we have these new spider robots, and I'm not really sure I understand exactly how they kind of coincide with satellites. Can you help me figure this out?
Yeah, so this is coming from NASA. So it has to do with the fact that we have so many satellites right now encircling the Earth, and eventually all those satellites have a due date. They're all going to stop working at some point, and then they're just sitting there as basically space junk, which is a huge issue. So NASA's looking at ways to kind of reinvigorate these satellites and bring them back to life so that we don't have to keep up launching new ones. So this test is going to be, they send up this robot that can refuel. They're going to test out with an old satellite, a dead one, try to refuel it, bring it back to life, make it useful again. And the other thing they've got is this spider robot, as they're calling it, which would actually be able to build things in space. So it's got all these arms, got a 3D printer on it, you'd be able to build, they're going to test it out first by building an antenna, but eventually you could even build maybe a new satellite or build extensions to existing satellites or telescopes, but a way to just stop sending up so much stuff that's just going to end up being useless. Make the stuff that's already up there better or more useful, use it again, and then see what they can do from there. But it's a good concept, because right now there's a lot of junk up there. There's thousands of satellites, let alone space junk. Like, we've got to stop at some point. So maybe this is a way to fix that.
Interesting.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Very interesting stuff. So thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I thought Amazon was going to take over the world, but now I think robots will.
It could be both.
Combo of both.
Yeah.
Thanks for the rundown. We'll see you again soon.
Sounds great.